Good morning, greetings, friends, and welcome to The Bright Side, your nutritional program dedicated to the understanding of the vast world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. I'm your host, Pharmacist Ben, nutritional pharmacist from Boulder, Colorado. I use nutritional supplements where other healthcare practitioners use toxic pharmaceutical drugs and sometimes deadly medical procedures. If you suspect that there are natural nutritional roads to your vitality and health and well-being and to addressing your health challenges, whatever they may be, but you don't know where to begin, you have come to the right place. As you listen to The Bright Side every day, you are more and more in control of your body. You are more and more knowledgeable, and you know you can overcome any health issue. That's why we are here every day on The Bright Side, helping clear up the sometimes confusing world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. Over the last 29 years of practicing pharmacy, I've seen drug-free recoveries from diabetes and hypertension and obesity and skin diseases like acne, psoriasis, eczema, rosacea, digestive ailments, autoimmune issues of all kinds. Recoveries that by the standards of modern medicine can only be called a miracle, but what is in the world of the body, what is in the world of biology, standard operating procedure. Because the human biological system is a healing system, it's a regenerating system, it is designed divinely to heal and renew itself on a moment-to-moment basis. And while some folks may say that's a miracle, it really is just the way the body works. If you have questions about health or nutrition or prescription drugs, we are here for you. We want to help you change your life today. If you're dealing with a chronic long-term degenerative disease, or you have a loved one who's dealing with a progressively deteriorating health challenge, the vast majority of our health challenges are defined as such. We progressively deteriorate, or if you prefer, we rot. That's what happens to our bodies. For most of us, starting in our 40s, our metabolic and biochemical markers begin to change. We start to gain weight. Our blood pressure goes up. We start to lose our hair. Basically, for most of us, our body falls apart somewhere noticeably anyway, somewhere in our 40s. But it happens even earlier than that. But if you're dealing with a health challenge, please understand it, because it's in the body's nature to heal. Please understand that it's unnecessary. By just making a few tweaks, a few simple tweaks in how we live our lives, how we eat our food, how we think our thoughts, the amount of sleep that we get, the amount of water we drink, the amount of activity, physical activity we get. All of these are just simple little things that we can do to change our lives forever. If you're interested in learning more, if you have questions, we welcome your phone calls. If you want to contribute to the conversation, or if you have a success story, 844-236-6010 is our number. 844-236-6010 is our number. Of course, if you want to join the Brightside Ben team and help me in my mission of spreading the word about how easy and how important a good nutritional supplement program can be, a good health regimen can be, please call the Brightside Ben phone team at 866-735-2470. They can tell you how you can join the team. You can also go to brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, or criticalhealthnews.com and sign up right off the website. Of course, you can also purchase longevity products off of brightsideben.com, criticalhealthnews.com, and pharmacistben.com. All right, so last we spoke, we were talking about nutrition, nutrients. Still a lot of confusion around vitamins, what they are, minerals, what they are, the essential nutrients, what they are. To put it simply, they're basically cell food. They're what a cell eats. A cell is a microscopic version of us. We're the macroscopic version of the cell. So we are composed of 100 trillion of these things. And this is, that idea doesn't lend itself to really being understood. You have to picture it. You can't necessarily understand it to get its impact and importance. You got to picture it. Our bodies, just look at your body right now. It's hard to imagine, but it's made up of substructures, 100 trillion of these things that are creepy crawlies, really. If you put them in a little petri dish, they creep and crawl. If you put food next to one of these cells that makes us up, it will crawl to the food, literally. If you put a little electric prod in there, or you put some poison in there, it will go away from that. It will back up. Can you imagine this? And we're composed of these things. When I say all disease is cell disease, I'm talking about these little critters. So keeping these critters healthy is vital. First of all, picturing that they're there, and then understanding that it's important to keep these critters healthy. Now, there's 200 different kinds of them, 200 or more, and we've only known about this for a couple hundred years, by the way. Cell theory, as it's called, really didn't really wasn't born till the middle of the 19th century. We didn't even know cells existed until the 17th century. Can you imagine the first guy who saw cells? It was a glass maker named Robert Hooke in the 1600s. He's the guy who came up with the word cell. He named it after the rooms that monks used to live in. They used to call them cells. And so he saw under a microscope. He was a glass maker, and he was playing around with lenses. And he I think he may have invented the microscope, actually. But certainly he was one of the pioneers of the microscope. And one of the first things he did, he started to look at the world. First he put a drop of pond water in the microscope. Can you imagine that? Okay, this is a world where they didn't know any of this stuff. They didn't know there were microscopic entities. They didn't see it. They didn't think it existed, much like we are today. If we don't see it, we don't think it exists. So he put some pond water, dirty pond water under the microscope, and he was blown away. He saw an entire universe in the pond water, in a drop of pond water. And then he started to do bodily fluids. He did blood and he did saliva. And this is the first guy to look at things in a microscopic way, and he was blown away, understandably so. One of the things he noticed was little tiny circular things that moved around, and he named them cells. And these cells are what make us up. And when we're sick, our cells are sick. Nobody has an organ problem. We got cell problems. And the reason nobody tells us this is because doctors are not allowed in this world. The medical model is not allowed in the world of a cell. If you're a doctor out there listening, you know what I'm talking about, or a healthcare professional, you know what I'm talking about. The only thing the medical model can do is poison the cell. That's what this is really all about here, folks. This is what I'm railing about, and Dr. Wallach is railing about, and Dr. Glidden and all the people who are railing about the impotency of the medical model are really talking about the fact that the medical model is not allowed in the cell. But what they don't tell you, well, they don't tell you that, and what they also don't tell you is we don't need the medical model at the level of a cell, because a cell doesn't need a lot of stuff. If a cell just has a few little things, it's very low maintenance. Cells are very low maintenance. They don't need a lot of stuff. They don't need any medical treatments, period. They need food, i.e. nutrition. That's what the mighty 90 essential nutrients are. They need oxygen, and they need a clean place to do their work. That's it. Is that asking a lot? What if we only wanted some nutrition and air to breathe and a clean place to do our work? That's not asking a lot, and that's all a cell wants in order to do its business impeccably. And when I say do its business, I'm talking about trillions with a T, or maybe more, of chemical reactions every minute. That's what a cell does. This is mind-blowing, you guys. And it does it all with just a little nutrition, a little oxygen, and a clean place to do its business. It does it perfectly, and there's no drug on planet Earth or doctor on planet Earth or surgical procedure on planet Earth that can make a whit's bit of health difference at the level of a cell. Cannot happen. They can poison it, they can take it out, they can radiate it, but they cannot make it healthy. And the drugs that we take, the beta blockers, the alpha blockers, the anti-diabetics, the statin drugs, the liver cells, the anti-seizure medicine, all of them represent poison to a cell. A cell does not take them in unless it's completely bombarded or overwhelmed. And once it's in there, it has to get processed as a poison. It has to get processed as a poison. So, what's it going to be? You're going to be, if you're on a prescription drug, what's it going to be? The nutrients that are the cell foods or the drugs that are the cell poisons? Oh, but my statin drug is going to lower my cholesterol by 2.8%, and it's going to raise my HDL by 6.6% and reduce my likelihood of a heart attack by 3.3%. But it's poison. All right, so we've been talking EFAs and fats, and I love talking about fats. Primary distinction, fats versus water. The water stuff is cool, too. Water nutrients conduct electrical energy. They're said to be polar because they pull electricity. Polar means to pull. And the fats don't pull electricity. They store electricity. And this is why fats and water go together. The electrical energy of water-soluble nutrients helps conduct the electrical energy that's stored in the fats, but the storage is in the fats. And that's really important when it comes to how these things work. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side. We'll be back after this.
Thank you for listening to GCN. Visit GCNlive.com today.
right, we're back on the bright side. I'm pharmacist Ben. Thanks for joining us. We're on the air Monday through Friday, 8 to 9 Pacific and 10 to 11 Central. We got 24/7 archive page at brightsideben.com or benfuchsarchives.com with years of archives and great health information. You can also check out the longevity products, of course, at brightsideben.com and pharmacistben.com and criticalhealthnews.com. And please check out my Truth Skin Health products at truthtreatments.com. That's plural, truthtreatments.com. Retinol 5% gel made with a big old dose of retinol. I made it to be equipotent, have the same potency as retinoic acid, 0.05%. There's about 100 times difference between retinoic acid, which is the most potent vitamin A, form of vitamin A, and retinol. So I want people to be able to get a 0.05% retin A, basically, except it's way better than retin A, or whatever the generic form, the generic one is called. If you go to the doctor, the dermatologist, and you're interested in anti-aging, or if you have acne, or if you have a dark spots, almost guaranteed, if your dermatologist even has an ounce of understanding about medicine and how the skin works, you're going to get a prescription for retinoic acid. Well, if you don't want to deal with the doctor, you don't want to deal with the dermatologist, you don't want to deal with getting a prescription and waiting in line at the drugstore and dealing with your insurance company, etc., check out truthtreatments.com and check out our retinol 5% gel. Not only is it equipotent to the stuff you get at the drugstore, but it's got a big dose of fat-soluble premium vitamin C with it, and that isn't in any prescription product, folks. And I made a lot of retinoic acid products in my day. Plus no preservative, no oil, no silicone, no filler of any kind. Lasts you about 6 months or more. Truthtreatments.com, truthtreatments.com. Also our other vitamin C products, Truth Serum, Truth Balm, and Omega-6 Healing Cream. All right, so we're talking fats, fatty vitamins. Fats store energy. That makes fats more important for the long term. The B vitamins, they give you quick energy. Vitamin C, quick energy. Electrolytes, quick energy. Therefore, if you wake up when you wake up in the morning, you want to make sure you're doing your electrolytes and your B vitamins. That's what makes the Beyond Tangy Tangerine such a great product. It's loaded with these electrical nutrients, quick energy, conduct electrical energy. The fats, they're more long term, and the EFAs are the two most important of the fats, non-vitamin fats, that is, the essential fatty acids. You want to think of those as being inflammatory or pro-inflammatory or anti-inflammatory. And really all fats. This is the key element when it comes to fats. Inflammation. Inflammation is protection. EFAs, ultimate EFAs, omega-3s and omega-6s, these are the molecules of inflammation. There's no inflammation or anti-inflammation without the EFAs. They control the inflammatory process. And we've talked about how vital that is and how important that is for protection as well as for disease. When you understand that, it makes it clear how super important EFAs are. And they're not really found in foods. It's very difficult to get them from foods. That's why supplementing with your ultimate EFAs is so important for almost every health issue you could name. Sometimes people will say, well, omega-3s are important for your brain, or omega-6s, they're important for the heart, and omega-6s are important for the skin, etc. Well, no, you don't want to think about it that way. They're important for everything. Every single function that a cell does that happens in the body is affected by the EFAs. Could it be maybe that we don't need the drugs? Maybe we have an EFA deficiency problem. We do have an EFA deficiency problem, guaranteed, because they're not in foods and most people are not supplementing, present company excluded. You name the disease state, EFAs benefit. Joint health, and skin health, and brain health, and heart health, and kidney health. You name it, you got an effect with you're going to improve, or it could go the other way. You could have a negative impact on the health of that system via taking or not taking your ultimate EFAs. Motrin, Advil, naproxen, aspirin, these are all work with the same system that EFAs do. They poison the EFA system. Check that out. Why do you think Motrin, Advil, naproxen, aspirin, these are leading causes of death? Overdose are. And sometimes people will take them chronically and end up with kidney disease. Why is that? Or heart disease. Why is that? It's because these are poisoning the inflammatory and anti-inflammatory system that's run by EFAs. Could it be maybe we don't need our Motrin, but we just need to have EFAs? Check it out. Try it. Ultimate EFAs. BrightSideBen.com, PharmacistBen.com, or CriticalHealthNews.com. The circulatory system is especially prone to inflammatory health issues. You guys, heart disease is an inflammatory issue. Not a cholesterol issue. No. Boneheaded. It's not a cholesterol issue. It's an inflammatory issue. Take that to the bank. Take that to your cardiologist. It's an inflammatory issue, not a cholesterol issue. Your strategy for dealing with heart disease is to take care of inflammation. This is something you want to think about if you're on a blood thinner, which are among the deadliest of all drugs, and that's saying something. They may be the deadliest of all drugs. It's hard to say when it comes to killing you, it's hard to say which drugs are worse, but at or near the top of the list. At or near the top of the list are Coumadin, or also known as warfarin. The new ones are a little bit better for you. I guess if that's, I could say better for you. They're a little less toxic, maybe. I don't even know if I could say that. Plavix, Pradaxa, Eliquis. If you're on a blood-thinning drug, your doctor may have told you not to take an omega-3. Why? Because omega-3s are blood thinners, and he's afraid that you'll have excess blood thinning. I have an idea. How about if we just take the omega-3? How about if we just make sure we're absorbing our omega-3? This is from the package insert. This is from the University of Maryland Medical Center. Quote, you should not use omega-3 fatty acid supplements, including EPA and DHA and ALA, that's your main ones, without first talking to your healthcare provider. And why is that? Well, it's because, quoting again, omega-3 fatty acids may increase the effects of blood-thinning medications, including aspirin, warfarin, Plavix. While the combination of aspirin and omega-3 fatty acids may actually be helpful, yes, they should only be taken together under the guidance of a healthcare provider. Why? Because omega-3s thin the blood. Yes, they thin the blood. Why? They're anti-inflammatory. So what does that tell us? Blood clotting is inflammation. We have an epidemic of blood clotting. We have an epidemic of inflammation in the blood, of circulatory inflammation issues, and it's killing us at a rate way higher rate than cancer, which is the second leading cause of death in this country. Heart disease is the leading cause of death and misery in this country, and it is an inflammatory health issue in the blood. That means EFAs. I'm not sitting here telling you this is a panacea, by the way. I'm just telling you cells eat the stuff. Not only do cells eat EFAs, EFAs actually go into the genes. EFAs are the quintessential epigenetic factors. Yes, you can actually, when you take your ultimate EFAs, you're going to change your genes. How do you like that? That's pretty powerful stuff, you guys. That's a pretty powerful nutritional supplement. And you know what else? That's a pretty powerful product in general. You can take a product that will get your blood healthier. Forget nutritional supplement, just a product that can do that. Ultimate EFAs, check it out, brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, criticalhealthnews.com. We're coming back with more good health information and your phone calls. 844-236-6010 is our number. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side. We'll be back right after this. All right, we're back on The Bright Side. I am Pharmacist Ben, and we got a full board. We got all open lines for you at 844-236-6010. If we don't get calls, I'll read some of these letters, which I've been meaning to do for a while. 844-236-6010. If you have questions about the longevity products or formulations or anything we're talking about, or if you want to contribute to the conversation. Have you been reading about the Zika virus? Please do not fall for that malarkey. Remember the West Nile virus? Remember Ebola earlier this year or last year? Ebola virus, West Nile virus, bird flu. That was going to devastate cities. I remember this. Bird flu. Whole cities were going to go under. It was going to be the end of the world. Bird flu. I remember swine flu when I was growing up. Do you guys notice this? Oh, and by the way, drug companies are working. You should be very reassured to know drug companies are working really hard to find a vaccine for the Zika virus, which for most people aren't even going to know they got affected by the Zika virus. 80% of people who get the Zika virus don't even know they get it. It's that mild. And the other 20% who are symptomatic, they'll have a little minor sniffles. They'll get a fever. They'll have some cold symptoms. And then it goes away within 24 to 48 hours. And it's out of your system in less than a week. But we need a vaccine for this. Every time whenever something's being pounded, you always want to be looking behind the scenes. Anytime you hear something on the news over and over and over and over again, and that's what it is with the Zika virus now, at least in the scientific community, you always want to be a little suspicious. That's my experience. What's the message behind the message there? What are they trying to get us to think? What kind of meme crafting is going on by these wicked sorcerers that do these things? Unbelievable. All right. It's one thing when it's politics, but when it's our health, that just ticks me off. All right. 844-236-6010 is our number. If you want to purchase any of the longevity products, head over to pharmacistben.com or brightsideben.com. And got some calls here. Hang tight. I got all these letters I've been meaning to get to. We'll get to your calls here in just a second. Real quick, Ann writes about a bacteria called H. pylori, some of you may have heard of. Now, H. pylori, and for that matter, all bacteria, work primarily like Velcro. This is one of the ways they work. They Velcro themselves to parts of our body, cells. They Velcro themselves to cells. And this Velcro cell connection that bacteria have, let's just say H. pylori, which is a bacteria that affects the digestive system, and it's a natural bacteria in our body, by the way. It overgrows and affects the digestive tract by sticking or Velcroing itself to our digestive cells. And this Velcro effect can be deactivated. Do you think that's helpful? You better believe it is. So how is that Velcro effect deactivated to prevent or reduce the effects of H. pylori infection, or for that matter, bladder infections or respiratory infections, or pretty much any infections? They can be slimed away. Just like in Ghostbusters, the movie Ghostbusters, you can slime away bacteria. You can slime away this or deactivate this Velcro adhesive kind of stickiness that bacteria have to our cells with slime. Oh, where do you get slime? In seaweed, algae, mucilaginous jelly plants like aloe and noni. This is how they work. The sugars that give aloe, for example, or your Fucoid Z, and this is how the Fucoid Z works, by the way. If you looked at seaweed, if you've seen seaweed and it's wet, it has a slimy nature to it. Like aloe has a sort of gooey, slimy nature, jelly nature. That slime, when you eat it, the slime is actually sugars, polysaccharides technically they call them, and that slime will slime away H. pylori. And that slime will slime away E. coli if you have a bladder infection, and Pseudomonas bacteria if you have a lung infection. It has a sliming effect, and it rinses them away. That's how they work. Which is why the Fucoid Z is one of the all-time great, all-around, multifunctional nutritional products. That's why I talk about it. I don't talk a lot about all 4,000 longevity products. I talk about 10 of them or so. And one of the most important ones is the Fucoid Z because of its ability to slime things away. You got an H. pylori infection, use the Fucoid Z. That's the bottom line. And that was Ann who wrote that to she wrote that to criticalhealthnews.com, which is my blog that I'm doing with George Norrie. Hope Ann is listening. All right. 844-236-6010 is our number. Let's go to Andy in Texas. What's up, Andy? Welcome to the bright side.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Oh, Andy, I can't hear you, man. We got a bad connection. Are you on speaker? You got me on a speakerphone?
Can you hear me a little bit better now?
Yeah, that's way better. Hey, what's going on, man?
Excellent. Okay, so I'm just basically calling. I've been listening for a long time already.
Okay.
Over 2 years, and
are you learning stuff? Are you getting smarter?
Oh, definitely, of course.
Good deal.
Of course. Type 2 diabetic. Been taking off medication one time already with
nice.
With listening to the show and reading here and there. And
did you fall off the wagon?
A little bit, yeah.
All right. No worries. How old are you, Andy?
29.
Okay, so you got youth on your side. That's good news and bad news. 29 is a key. I think I talked about this a couple days ago. 28, 29, this is a key juncture in your life. It could go either way at this point. Have you noticed, like the last couple of years, things are happening in your body that didn't happen when you were a kid, and you can't do the same things that you used to be able to do when you were a kid without having effects?
Yeah, especially when I do any sport activity and stuff like that, you feel it a little bit more than you.
Right? Well, guess what?
Yeah.
It don't get better. Trust me, as somebody who's twice as old or almost twice as old, it doesn't get better unless you take care of yourself. And so things that we use, this is important for everybody listening. I know I got a lot of people listening in their late 20s, early 30s, and this is important. This is a key juncture in your life where, for better or worse, the decisions you make now are going to impact how your body takes shape in your 40s, in your 30s, in your 40s, your 50s, for the rest of your life. So now's the time, my friend. For diabetes, if you fall off the wagon, drink water. All right? That's the first thing. Lots of it. You'll fluidize your blood. And when we talk about elevated blood sugar, what we mean is concentration of blood sugar. So by fluidizing your blood, by increasing the blood volume, the proportion of sugar will go down. It's just math. You follow me?
Okay.
You'll lower your blood sugar just by drinking water, all right? And that's non-toxic. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay,
is
now.
it okay for me to give you a quick rundown on how I got my blood sugar back down to normal? And,
yeah, absolutely.
And that kind of
I'd love to hear that.
So I started off with the fast. I actually did a 21-day fast. My weight has always been fine. I've always been lean.
What's your height to weight?
I'm 5'9", and I weigh 140.
Okay, gotcha. And so did you lose a lot of weight when you fasted, or that's a long time to fast?
Not really.
Nice.
My weight stayed pretty good. The only thing that I used as a supplement that wasn't considered just a liquid diet was a supplement called raw meal, and I would just take a little bit of that in the morning, and then I would just juice.
You were fine.
For the rest of the day, and I was good.
For 21 days, you didn't eat food. You just drank.
No, I just cucumber, kale,
that's
a little
awesome.
bit of carrot. Yeah.
Your blood sugar probably dropped like a stone. I'll bet in 3 weeks you dropped like a stone, right?
Yeah.
Hang on. I want to finish up. Don't go away, Andy, because this is good stuff, all right? Don't go away. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side. I'm telling you, folks, listen to what this guy's saying. This is what I've been telling you. Diabetes is an eating issue, and any doctor who dares to put you on a poison prescription drug without advising you of this should be ashamed of himself. I don't know how they live with themselves. This is Andy, no doctor, 21-day fast, blood sugar drops like a stone. All right, we're back on The Bright Side. 844-236-6010 is our number. We're talking to Andy in Texas. So I got a bunch of calls I want to get to, Andy, but finish up here because this is a cool story. You fasted for 21 days just on kale and veggies, and your blood sugar dropped like a stone, which obviously it's going to do. That's awesome. And then what happened?
So when I was first diagnosed, my A1C, it was crazy high, and I was having some symptoms, but not all, just mostly thirsty and frequent urination, which are the main ones. But my A1C was 14.2. And then I started listening to you, and I took a lot of the information that you share on a daily basis, and I just, my goal was like, I need to be off medication. I've got a 3 and a 5-year-old. I need to be around for a really long time. And so I did the 21-day fast, and then after that, I slowly started to incorporate some proteins with salads mostly. I stayed away from grains. I stayed away from carbs.
Was it hard to do? Did you have to use a lot of willpower?
After about 5 days of fasting, it was pretty easy after that.
Nice. Nice.
So it was pretty smooth. I had energy. I would get to my mom's house, and she's got a bar in front of her kitchen, and I'd tell her, she'd be like, you need to eat. And I'd tell her, you know what, Mom? I've got so much energy. I feel I can just...
You don't want to come down.
Yeah,
you knew food would make you come down, right?
Yeah.
I know exactly what you mean.
My blood sugars were in the 70s or 80s consistently the whole time. And,
what the heck happened? What happened to you, Andy?
Exactly. So when I went to the doctor, they did an A1C and cholesterol and all that stuff that they try to sell to you, and my A1C was 5.6 in 3 months.
That's
from 14.
That's unbelievable.
From 14.2. Yeah.
That's mind blowing. You should be a commercial, man. All right, so
and
how can we help you?
What did you do?
It's amazing.
My question is now. Okay, right now, they're talking about putting me back on metformin, and I don't want to do that.
Don't. You know exactly what to do, Andy. You know exactly. You don't need me.
So, my main question is, if someone were to walk up to you and ask you, of course, I already take the BTT, which is like something I do on a daily basis. I put it in a blender bottle, and it's one of the main things I make sure I pack with me every day to sip on it throughout the day.
Nice,
that helps me. That helps me a lot. Like when I get a craving and that I feel like I need something sweet, I just sip on it a little bit, and then I follow it up with some water.
You're a poster boy, man. You're a poster boy for everything we talk about here. That's awesome.
And so
you want a product? You're thinking what product would you use?
My question is, when people are having issues financially and they think that it's difficult for them to carry a ketogenic diet, I want an example of
veggie juices.
What is something that
I'll tell you right now
they can have?
I'll tell you right now.
Breakfast, lunch to dinner.
Veggie juices are amazingly satisfying, amazingly filling, and ridiculously cheap. You can make an awesome veggie juice for $2 in a Vitamix. The Vitamix is going to be a little pricey, but once you invest in that or a Nutribullet, now they have cheaper ones. I like my Vitamix. Now they have cheaper ones. You want to keep the fiber. The juicers of old, where you lose the fiber, that misses the point. The fiber is a vital part of the plant. And so between the fiber and the electrolytes, not only are juices incredibly filling, they're incredibly stabilizing for the blood sugar. And they're cheap. Make sure you combine your juices, your vegetables, and your juice. There's blends of certain things that taste good together. For example, celery, which is extremely important, is a rich source of nitrogen. This is why it's so important, celery, even though it might look like rabbit food, as my dad used to say. Same with lettuce, although celery in particular is really neat. Nitrogen, which is very important for the digestive tract, has an alkaline taste. It's a little strong, but if you blend it with an acid like tomato, it cuts it. And if you put something neutral like cucumber in there, it almost sweetens it a little bit. And playing around with the blends of your vegetables is extremely helpful for palatability, for taste. Another thing that's really important for taste is salt and spices. Between salt and spices and the correct blend of acid and alkaline in your juice, it'll be so delicious you'll want to drink the entire blender full. It'll be that tasty and that delicious. Think the best V8 you ever had. And because of the fiber and the electrolytes, it's an unbelievably satisfying, and the whole thing will cost you less than $2. How's that for cheap, Andy?
That sounds just about right on point.
All right, and I know you know that because you've done it yourself. Hey, I want to move on. I got a bunch of calls here. Anything else, bro?
Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing that. That was awesome. That was awesome. Thank you. Love those success stories, you guys. Andy's not a doctor. He knows more than his doctor. He's lived it. He's lived these ideas. All right, Colin in Oklahoma City. What's up? Welcome to the bright side.
Hey, how's it been?
It's going good, Colin. What's going on, man?
Well, I just want to thank that caller, Alex, for just everything he just said, and not only that, too, because me and my wife have been motivated to get on the ketone diet. I think I talked to you a couple weeks ago about it.
Okay.
And,
are you on it? Have you started?
We have just now started, changing all of our food in the kitchen.
Are you the guy who had the baby? Your wife had a baby, or she was postpartum depression? Was that you?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Gotcha. So how's she doing?
She's doing pretty good. She's getting better and better every day. And
awesome. How old's your baby?
Huh?
How old's your baby?
About a month and a half.
Oh, wow.
We've actually having problems with him gaining weight. We've been just strictly breastfeeding.
Well, and, mom might need to start doing some stuff. Make sure mom's on whey protein. Can she do whey? What's her name, by the way? What's your wife's name?
Sarah.
Can Sarah do whey protein?
Yeah.
Okay, have her do this a really, really good whey protein, One World Whey or Natural Factors or something like that, and have her do an egg protein too.
Egg protein.
And also fats. Make sure she's getting enough EFAs and coconut oil and good fats.
Okay.
All right. What else?
Okay. My daughter, my oldest daughter, Patience, she went to her babysitter's and she got a bunch of bug bites. over there, and she
Okay.
came back, and then she started itching them like crazy.
What do you
And
mean
now-
bug bites? What are bug like ant bites, mosquito bites? What?
No, I guess they live. She took them to her grandmother's place, which is like in this
Like a farm or something?
retirement home, and they have like bed bug issues, man.
Oh no, that's awful. Get her some
I know.
topical zinc oxide.
Topical zinc oxide.
Topical zinc oxide, and you can also use calamine lotion, which contains.
Well, they've already healed. They're already gone. But now she's going to be a knockout, and she has these legs, and like they have.
You're afraid about scarring? You're afraid of scarring? Is what you're saying?
See scar. It looks like there's scarring on there.
Here, I'll tell you what I'll do for you. Okay, Colin, send me an email, ben@ksco.com, and I'll send you out some omega-6 healing cream on me, and that K for King, S for Sam, C for Cat, O for Oscar.com. I'll send you out some omega-6 healing cream on me, and then you'll have to buy it after that. But that'll work. That might be all you need. The samples I'll send you. All right?
Look, hey, I want to let you know I appreciate you so much, man.
Oh.
I'm a new listener. Past couple months, I listened to Alex Jones right after you.
Nice.
And I just like, well, what's on before this? And man, I started listening to you, and I'm hooked.
Oh, I love it. Thank you, Colin.
You should call yourself Dr. Ben.
No, I'm just Pharmacist Ben, but I'm the Alex Jones of nutrition. That's what I tell
Ben, you are.
I love Alex. All right, I got to go, Colin. Thank you, buddy. Take care, man. Thanks for sharing. All right, Carl, the Truth Raider, last word. You got it, man. What's going on?
Benjamin, well,
Yes,
we
Carl.
forgot to say happy birthday to you.
To me?
You just had a birthday, I guess, within the last couple of weeks?
No.
No?
Did I tell you that? No, my birthday. I have a birthday coming up in soon, but not. No. Negative.
Okay, well then, better sooner than later. Happy double nickel.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Did you call to wish me a happy birthday? Send me something.
That,
Send
and
me a
I have
present.
questions about eye drops.
Okay.
There's one particular eye drop that I take that is just fine. I don't have any problems with it when my eyes are red or irritated. But Murine, Clear Eyes, and Visine burn my eyes.
Those are, well, I don't know what you're taking, what you're using, but the name of that's a brand name you're talking about. What you got to look for is the chemical. There's a stuff called tetrahydrozoline that is used in a lot of those, and that has a kind of astringent effect. That's how it works. It kind of closes the blood vessels, and astringents can be burning. So it might have something to do with that, but unless I know the actual chemical names, I can't exactly tell you what's going on. But that's what it sounds like might be happening. Carl, that's it. We're out of time, bro. But thanks for calling, man. Have a great day, bro. We'll talk again soon. All right, that's it. We're out of time on the bright side. Tomorrow we'll continue talking about fats and fatty vitamins, and we'll probably get to the lymph, which is really cool because there ain't no diseases without effect that don't also affect the lymph. Check out my skincare products, skin health products at truthtreatments.com. Retinol 5% gel especially. Truthtreatments.com. And if you want to join the Brightside Ben team, love to have you aboard. Call 866-735-2470 and they can tell you all about it. We'll be at you tomorrow with more good health information. Have a wonderful, awesome, spectacular day. I'm Pharmacist Ben. Bye for now.